This is for those of you out there struggling with a constant feeling of overwhelm or guilt or suffering from chronic procrastination and distractions. Those of you who struggle to find the motivation to make it to the finish line. Those of you who feel they are swirling in chaos and disorganization. Whatever it is that weighs you down, compounds your stress, and keeps you from reaching your goals. Who doesn't have their challenges, right? The first step in overcoming these kinds of obstacles is recognizing that in order to change your circumstances and behavior, you have to change your paradigm. It's an inside job, as in inside your brain. You can rewire your brain cells and make massive shifts in your life with just a little bit of effort. It's a phenomenon called neuroplasticity. Brain cells don't do much good just sitting all by themselves amongst the gray custard inside your skull. They do what they do by forming connections between them, and those connections allow you to operate on autopilot with many things in life. This is in many ways a good thing. You don't want to have to consciously think about literally every little movement you do to do basic things. But it's got its downsides too. When we repeatedly think negative thoughts about our experiences, the brain forms connections that make more negative thoughts the norm, along with the negative emotions that accompany them and the actions we then consequently take that continually reinforce and create more negative experiences. It's a vicious cycle to get caught up in, and it happens to everyone. The good news is you can consciously take the reins of your thoughts to change those connections. And it's simpler than you might think. Neurons that fire together wire together. So let's get to that rewiring, okay? Whatever it is you struggle with the most, overwhelm, guilt, procrastination, disorganization, etc. Take that struggle and apply it to this sentence. I don't do, and then whatever your struggle is. As in, I don't do overwhelm. I don't do guilt. I don't do procrastination. I don't do chaos. I don't do drama. I don't do indecision. You get the idea. Whatever your struggle is, make it your statement that you don't do that. You don't touch that stuff with a 10-foot pole. Studies have found that using the words I don't do is 3 times more effective than saying no, and 8 times more effective than saying I can't. So why is that anyway? What's the difference in a few words? It has to do with how our brains are wired for language. Words matter a lot. If you state that you can't do something, you are telling yourself you're powerless. It's like it's not even your choice. And it tends to be a very self-defeating statement that doesn't get you out from under what you're struggling with. Saying that you don't do something is empowering. It's you making a conscious choice. It's you taking control, grabbing the situation by the horns and steering it in the direction you want it to go. This statement takes you out of the passenger seat of your life and puts you square in the driver's seat. It makes you the conscious creator of your life rather than the subconscious observer along for the ride. You're the one holding the pen, writing your story every moment of every day. So do you want to feel overwhelmed, indecisive, frustrated, or guilty? Or do you want to feel accomplished, at ease, peaceful, and content? Use this tool to make sure the next page, the next chapter, the entire rest of the book is what you want it to be. Say this phrase all day, every day, if you have to, until your natural thought process, your emotions, and your actions embody it. Say it to your partner, say it to your dog, say it to your reflection in the mirror. Just say it. The change you will feel is immediate. This works in a pinch during challenges you face in the moment, too. For example, this morning I was jogging, and about a mile before I reached my goal for the day, my brain started to get a little whiny. My body was really feeling it and was more uncomfortable than I wanted it to be. So I had a few thoughts, right? Like, this isn't fun right now. I'm uncomfortable. Maybe I could just walk for a bit until I feel better, right? Like until it's easier. The reality is, I had a goal for the day, and that goal was intended to help me reach my bigger, more long-term goals. The whole point is to stretch myself, to go past the point of comfort so that my point of comfort continues to expand. So I immediately caught myself. Almost always when it comes to physical activity, our brain will give up before the body does. And I know that. I had the awareness needed to be able to shift my thought process. So instead of those whiny things, I thought to myself, I don't do giving up. I know that isn't grammatically correct, but proper grammar isn't the point here. Saying it that way felt stronger to me than saying I don't give up, for whatever reason, so I went with it. I felt the change immediately. My emotions around what my body was experiencing went from whiny and intolerant to strong, determined, and resolved to cross that finish line. So thanks to one little sentence that I repeated in my head again and again, I was able to go the last mile and reach my goal. That, my friends, is just a drop of the power of conscious thinking. I challenge you to apply this tool to one area of struggle in your life and see what happens. After you give it a go, I'd love to hear about it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this blog post and that it was helpful for you. For more ways that I can help you, take a look at my services. I offer both in-person and distance healing services for those who don't happen to live close to me. I also have some wonderful products in my shop, meditations, journals, guidebooks. There will be even more going in very soon, so take a look at that. And if you haven't already, go ahead and sign up for my newsletter, so you will be the first to know anytime these musings of mine go out, along with any new products, specials, or updates. The links for all of these things are in the description below. And if you happen to be watching this on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button.